Welcome to the Everglades, one of the most mysterious, breathtaking and misunderstood places on Earth. A land where time seems to stand still, where ancient stories blend seamlessly with modern struggles. It's a place where nature reigns supreme, full of surprises, secrets, and even a few dangers. From jaw-dropping wildlife and fascinating history to unbelievable what-if scenarios, let's dive into 10 incredible facts that will forever change the way you see this extraordinary natural wonder. Here's a fact that's almost impossible to find anywhere else on Earth. American alligators and crocodiles live side by side in the Everglades. Why? It's all thanks to the Everglades' unique blend of fresh and brackish water ecosystems. Alligators, which prefer fresh water, and crocodiles, which favor saltier conditions, meet in the middle here. Spotting them both in one day is a wildlife enthusiast's dream, and proof of just how rare and remarkable the Everglades really is. And here's a tip for telling them apart. Look at the snout. Crocodiles have a narrow V-shaped snout, while alligators sport a broader U-shaped one. Ooh, now which one would you rather run into? Let's clear up a common misconception, too. The Everglades isn't just a swamp. It's actually a massive, slow-moving river, known as the River of Grass. This waterway spans more than 100 miles and flows from Lake Okeechobee down to Florida Bay at an almost imperceptible pace of about half a mile per day. This gentle flow creates an interconnected network of marshes, ponds, and forests. If you've ever felt like you were standing in a swamp while visiting, you were really standing in one of the planet's slowest rivers. The Everglades is a biodiversity hotspot, teeming with life found nowhere else on Earth. It's home to over 360 species of birds, 300 types of fish, and a wide range of reptiles and mammals. The critically endangered Florida panther, with fewer than 200 left in the wild, depends on the Everglades for its hunting grounds and territory. Another iconic resident is the manatee, affectionately called the sea cow, which migrates to the warm waters of the Everglades during winter to survive. Adding a splash of color to the wetlands is the roseate spoonbill, a wading bird with bright pink feathers that stands out against the green landscape. From the American crocodile to the unique Everglades snail kite, each species plays a vital role in this intricate web of life. The Everglades is not just a sanctuary for wildlife, it's a reminder of the importance of protecting our planet's most extraordinary ecosystems. The Everglades was home to several indigenous tribes long before European settlers arrived. The Calusa, often referred to as the Shell People, built large mounds from shells and other materials for homes, temples, and ceremonies. They were expert navigators, using dugout canoes to travel the waterways and establish trade networks. The Tequesta, another prominent tribe, lived along the southeastern coast and relied heavily on fishing and gathering, using tools made from shells and bones. Later, the Seminole people found refuge in the Everglades during the Indian removal era, using the dense wilderness to evade capture by US forces. Their knowledge of the land allowed them to survive and maintain their culture in an otherwise harsh environment. These tribes left behind a legacy of resilience and ingenuity, reflected in the artifacts, mounds, and cultural practices that endure today. Here's a wild twist in the Everglades' history. What if it had been completely drained? That's exactly what early settlers and developers tried to do in the early 1900s. Seeing the Everglades as wasted land, they built canals and levees to drain water for farming and housing. But nature fought back. Devastating floods, habitat destruction, and environmental collapse followed. Today, billion-dollar restoration projects are underway to repair the damage. It's a stark reminder that nature doesn't take kindly to being underestimated. The Everglades faces an invader like no other, the Burmese python. These snakes, introduced through the exotic pet trade, have no natural predators here and are wreaking havoc on native wildlife. They've decimated populations of small mammals like raccoons and rabbits, and can even take down deer. Some grow over 20 feet long. Florida has even resorted to hosting an annual Python Challenge, where participants compete to capture and remove as many pythons as possible. But is it enough to save the ecosystem? The Everglades isn't just a national treasure, it's a global icon. It's one of the few places on Earth to earn 3 prestigious titles: a UNESCO World Heritage Site, an International Biosphere Reserve, and a wetland of international importance. These designations recognize its unmatched role in preserving biodiversity and regulating the planet's climate. Here's something surprising: the Everglades isn't just a haven for wildlife. It's a lifeline for millions. It provides clean drinking water for over 8 million people in South Florida, including residents of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and the surrounding areas. Acting as a natural filter, the Everglades cleanses and replenishes the Biscayne aquifer, which supplies fresh water to much of the region. As rainwater flows through the sawgrass and limestone, it's naturally purified before entering this underground reservoir. Beyond drinking water, this system also supports agriculture and industry in South Florida. Without the Everglades, the region would face not only a water crisis, but also severe economic and ecological consequences. Protecting this vital resource is as important for human survival as it is for preserving the environment. In the last century, the Everglades has lost nearly half its original area. Extensive drainage projects in the early 20th century transformed large swathes of wetlands into farmland and urban developments. Today, urban sprawl, water diversion, and pollution continue to threaten this fragile ecosystem. Climate change exacerbates these issues, with rising sea levels intruding on freshwater areas and altering the balance of life. Despite ongoing conservation efforts, including multi-billion-dollar restoration projects, the Everglades remains one of the most endangered ecosystems on the planet. Its shrinking size is a sobering reminder of the delicate balance between human progress and environmental preservation. Here's an electrifying fact: the Everglades is one of the lightning capitals of the United States, with frequent strikes that often ignite wildfires. While these fires might seem destructive, they're a natural and essential part of the ecosystem. Fires clear out dead vegetation, invasive species, and dense undergrowth, making space for native plants to thrive. This process also recycles nutrients into the soil, fostering regrowth and maintaining the health of the wetlands. Controlled burns managed by conservationists mimic this natural cycle to ensure the Everglades stays in balance. These fires are a testament to nature's resilience, destruction leading to renewal and chaos creating life. The Everglades is more than a place. It's a story of resilience, beauty, and interconnected life. Which fact amazed you the most? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out what other wonders Florida has to offer. See you on the next adventure.